Hello there, welcome to another talk, another podcast, meditation. And today's talk is called All Meanings Are Man-Made Concepts. And that's the way it is. Some people don't know that all religious books were once written by a person. They were made up by a person. They don't know that though. They think it's God that wrote it. They think God came down from the sky and wrote the books, you see. It's God that's talking, they think. But I hate to bring it to you, no it's not. It was a human being that wrote the books. Right? And that goes for all religion. I'm not here to talk about religion. Everything is concepts, ideas, stories. That's what it is. And it's like what I always say, the madness comes when you start to repeat it and believe it. You see? That's what it is. It's made up. If you look around you right now, everything where you're standing or sitting or laying down, everything around you is made up by someone else. It's like what Steve Jobs once said, that everything is made up by people that are no more smarter than you. You see? And that's how it is. It's all made up. So there isn't any meanings to anything. It's just concept, it's stories, it's make-believe. Basically, reality is a bunch of stories made up, and the sheeple are the ones that repeat it and believe it. This happens on a social level and society, and it also happens personally. We're born into the world as a baby, and the parents and the surroundings are programming us with their stories that they were programmed by. And it's a never-ending cycle. So awakening, when you get that big spiritual awakening, it's a bit of a shock because you never realised. I had my own unexpected spiritual awakening 10 years ago, and I was 24, I'm 34 now. And I didn't know any of this kind of stuff. My mum's side were travellers, gypsies, done psychic readings, but none of them had any awakenings or spiritual awakenings. And in that awakening, I started to realise, no one told me this, but I started to be aware that everything's made up. Everything has to come from nothing at some point. So really, it's just a cosmic accident. You see? Because everything has to come from nothing. But within that nothing must be a something of substance to produce an experience. And that something is consciousness. But even that's an idea, a concept. The idea of being aware is another concept, a story. And then you realise that there's nothing at all, and that you don't actually know anything. You see? See, everything was made up. Numbers, letters, ideas. It's all ideas, concepts and stories. People say it means that. No, it doesn't. Someone made that up. You see? Doesn't mean anything. It's a nothing. And so once you start to realize this, you will start to awaken. Once you be heart-based, you see that you start to realize that it's all oneness and nothing. Like what Deepak Chopra says, that oneness means the one nothing. And if you start to be heart-based, you will start to awaken, but then you'll start to see that it's all made up. You see? You'll go down this journey of realizing that it's all insanity. The world is actually insane, believing that the insane people think that the insane people, think the sane people are crazy, but they're the ones that are off their heads. They don't know that they're being programmed. They think anything that their TV tells them or the government tells them is the gospel. They think that what they read in the Bible was written by God or something. Not realizing, no, it was a human being that made it up. To control you. To subdue you, you know. So then if someone's, and the idea of taking other religious beliefs out is so that you fight over it. Divide and rule. And as you awaken further, you realize that it's actually just dreams. And you can't awaken from the dream, you can only awaken in the dream. And as you ascend and awaken more and more, you're becoming what you truly are, which is nothing. That's why within that nothing is this life force. This tantric awareness. I mean, that's a story as well, but there is an energy, an orgasmic, euphoric energy within absolute nothing. An alive energy, very aware energy, very awake energy. And I believe this is the manifester behind life. God called that. But all that is stories. Again, I don't actually know anything. I'm just making it up. Just like everything that's being created, it's made up. So don't take it seriously. You know, people, they think it's so important, you know. It's not important. It's all made up. And like I say, the madness and the sanity is when you start repeating it and believing it. There's just nothingness. And not even that, because my idea of nothing is my own idea of nothing. It's an idea. So yeah, I don't know anything. Like people argue over flat earth. Well, how do you know what is? I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know. Once you realize you don't know, you start to calm down. You're not so big-headed anymore. The ego starts to fall away, because ego can only live when you're in the state of, I know this, I know the other, I'm important, I'm special, I'm chosen. You're only chosen because you chose to be chosen. You choose it yourself. You're not special. Because saying that is like saying that, you know, you're better than someone else, but everyone has that same power. It's just that many choose to not access it, apparently. But the apparent reality is what is the narrative that you repeat to yourself, and the narrative is based on what you think is apparent, and they play off against each other. I don't know. I don't know anything. Do you know? And whatever you think you know is just a concept, idea, made up story. Blah, 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 rubbish. You know? And once you realize, once you have that realization of that you don't know anything, then you'll start to tap into higher knowledge. You know? You will, you'll start to tap into your heart more, you know, you'll start to be heart-based. That's when you will truly tap into God, which is the one infinite awareness that is. But again, that's all stories. I don't know anything. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when you don't know anything. You know, I don't know why I'm here. I can't tell you why I'm here. I don't know anything. But in that, there's a message there. That me sharing that I don't know can maybe get other people to realise that they don't know either. Do you know mainstream science even says that our eyes only see, was it 0.005%? We decode that, but our eyes only see a little fraction of that. So we don't even know what exists. If anything exists, I don't know. I think once you realise you don't know, that's the real divine right there. The divine then can steer you. God can steer you. But you have to know that you don't know. You know? And then that's going to build real faith in what you don't know. In that nothing. And then you see that within that nothing is almost like a creature. A creation creature. I believe this power is what people call Mother Earth, Gaia. But that's stories, ideas again. But what they're trying to do just now in society, which is crazy, they've got their stories, but they're trying to ban other people from having stories that are in conflict with their stories, which is crazy. You know, they're believing in stories, ideas, concepts. And I end on this a lot by David Icke, one of David Icke's quotes. Infinite love is the only truth, everything else is an illusion. And I'm just going to leave it on that note. For latest updates, talks, my new talks are always located on the top of my homepage on my website, which is www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.